Yo, alright everybody, we are here today with quite a special little banger. One that I'm excited to check out here for you as, I'm a huge fan of FTL. Faster Than Light, in case you're unfamiliar. Came out quite a few years ago, I'm aware, then eventually we got the Advanced Edition. Tons of mods out there. But overall, just freaking amazing game with so much replayability. I've always wanted a legitimate sequel. Enter Trigon Space Story. And this bad boy right here, when I first saw it, I was like, this looks like FTL a little bit to me. Then I played the demo and I was like, yo, this is like FTL on steroids. And that's a good thing, to be honest with you. I feel that we all need a bit more FTL in our life, and Trigon is actually very much, it'll tell you, it's inspired by FTL. And it definitely is FTL on steroids, I would call it. It definitely has a lot of things that you're familiar from FTL, but it also has its own mechanics as well involved, with an absolutely beautiful, fresh coat of paint on top of it here. So if you've been dying for a bit more FTL action, something new to whet your appetite, I think you might find one here in Trigon. So first thing we gotta do is select our chapter here. We got humans to start off with. We have the Ataris, we got Raki, and the Trigon apparently as well. Seem like mechanized individuals here. I guess humans the only thing we got, so we'll check that one. Easy or hard, I mean. If there's no in between, then we gotta go hard is all I'm gonna say. Now, Iron Man, I can't pause here in Iron Man mode. This is something I wouldn't mind doing in my own time, but you know, for the premise of the video, you know, occasionally your boy's gotta stop and explain things to you. So we'll keep Iron Man off for that one. We'll go hard mode here. Let's go with the old humans to start off with. Engineer, hyperdrive operator, and the pilot. And weapons to start off, we have the twin plasma turret, we have the Thunderbolt rocket launcher. After shaking off another Venator patrol, you're trying to understand what's going on. The local communication hub makes it clear that there's a bounty on your head. It would be a good idea to find a safe place until the dust settles. Your friend Ronnie, from the asteroid belt, knows best how to go to ground. So that's going to be the little startup story for this particular crew right here. Something's up going to be our main quest. Here, everything should be a little bit familiar to you at this point if you play FTL. We have our systems down here, shields, rockets, engines, etc., etc. I do want you an auto fire, but not the rocket launcher because those actually consume rockets, and those will be limited, obviously. Over here we got Lee, who's going to be a pilot. He's right there. You're going to be the hyperdrive operator, so you're in the perfect spot. And John, engineer, and weapons is perfectly fine for me as well. Let's also save their spots right now because, again, if you're familiar, we're going to be going out there to fix certain rooms, fighting individuals, so it'll make it a lot easier for us to hit just W, and they'll go back to their quarters after we're done. Outside of that, we got ourselves here money. We got scrap to level up our systems. We got food, because here in this game, your survivors need substance to continue onwards. There's also a cryo sleep system in case you can't feed them, which will put them to sleep once you unlock it. But the downside is obviously you have no people actually commandeering these rooms, which will make you a bit more successful in combat. If we come over to the world map, this is the very big part though. In FTL, we had, you know, that one level that we jump across for a couple of spaces and then we eventually jump to another area. Here you got everything open up to you right from the bat. Right from the bat. Kind of like Elden Ring, you know, it's up to you where you want to go. Further out, probably the more difficulty we'll get, maybe better rewards as well. We're starting off here in Aldebaran. I'm familiar with Aldebaran. That used to be a location in Ragnarok Online. Oh, that was my MMO growing up, boys. I felt like my scene was a bit longer than the one that I wanted you to go to, but whatever, it's fine. It is what it is. Another ship wants to get a good haul off of your cargo. You have to give battle yet again. They simply won't learn, and we already have our first fight. Now, it's been a couple of weeks here, so let's hopefully get myself reacclimated fairly quickly. What are we dealing with here? We're dealing with the old Mantis-type enemies here, huh? One of them's over in the ship, the other one's in the engines. Apparently none in the weapons or the shield, which is good. However, these guys, as you could probably imagine, like Mantis do, tend to jump. And if they come in here, we don't necessarily have really tough fighters at the moment. So we'll see how this plays out. Let's start off by, first and foremost, just sending a nice little juicy rocket launcher into what I would like to say is maybe their weapons, so they're not over here bombarding us over and over. And once that is done, I did say you here, did I not? Oh, good. You didn't miss it. That's a perfect start. Well, I guess we'll start trying to work on your shields then. Good. Shields are now down. Very good. They took some hull damage as well because their shields are actually very low. They're at 10-0. How are we doing? We're doing pretty good so far. They're running off with their fix. Very good. Are we going to continue on their shields, you're asking? I think now with their shields down, we go over to their weapons, so we unleash, or at least release some of the bombardment. Good. We're not going to send that second rocket just yet. We're going to hold off, and for now, continue. Oh, they've lost the shield for good. Those mantis-like hands aren't really too helpful when it comes to fixing. Look at them over here stumbling back and forth. What do we do? What do we do? Oh, he's healing as well. Alright, that was a fairly good, easy battle to start off with. Thank you. I needed something like that to start off with. You destroyed the enemy ship. You will destroy everyone who gets in your way. Good. We got 146 credits, 14 scrap, 6 supplies, and 2 fuel. And our bounty, yes indeed, got up as well for killing. Now, they can give up, and obviously like in FTL, sometimes they'll offer more if they give up, sometimes they'll offer less. It's really up to you. So, these guys decided to go down with the ship, though. So, good start. Our weapons are good. Everything's charged up. Let's jump. Over in... so Cows, Australis has apparently a space trade station, and I think we're fine. So, let's jump over to Acrux. I'm going to circle all the way around to go to our main objective first, and then we'll see about maybe deviating afterwards. An Atari ship needs help, or do they only want us to think they do? You need to stay alert. You find the Atari ship in a sorry state. It's been in battle with pirates or someone worse. Someone from the ship is trying to contact you. Will you answer them or ignore the signal and leave the sector? This is where obviously having a little bit of information or, runs under your belt will come into play because you kind of know what to expect. Or at least the worst case scenario here, because I've never played this before beyond the demo. I don't know. So obviously my mentality first is accept everything and learn the hard way down the line. A human pirate contacts you, surprised you are just about ready your weapons to battle when he starts telling you some sob story about boarding an Atari ship. Apparently almost succeeded, but the Atari didn't want to surrender and instead blew up the pirate assailants, damaging their own ship in the process. He asked you to evacuate them from that rust bucket. Do we destroy the remains of the pirate ship or take them to the station? Pirates, you got what you deserved. You destroy the ship with your weapons. Pirates are criminals. You have sticky fingers too. But you would never stoop so low to help scoundrels like that. The ship and its crew are finished. You gather the scrap left by the ship and continue on your journey. See, that right there could have probably been maybe more supplies, or maybe one of them joins your crew. It's a possibility, but you never know until you actually try it. But I'm going to take the easy one out of there, get the easy 40 scrap, avoid damage to our ship, and continue onwards. Plus, they're filthy pirates, We don't deal with pirates. Well, I got news for you. We got to go through a gatekeeper to get there, apparently. Really? Can I just jump to Nals instead? Yes, okay, good. I don't want to go through a gatekeeper just yet. Gatekeepers offer apparently phenomenal type weapons when you beat them. Which sounds amazing. They sound quite phenomenal. Literally, it's in their name. But early on with how we're set up, I think we should avoid that. You receive an SOS call from the Rocky on a shared channel. It sounds suspicious. You should probably check it out. When you arrive at the location, you see a rather different picture from what you expected. There is no rules fighting going on in the system. Organized by the Rocky, it seems that the signal was intended to draw attention. Enjoy the fights or fly away to sea. Yeah, I'll enjoy the fights, sure. On the Rocky planet, no rules fighting is like a national holiday. All corners are crammed with locals offering people to enjoy different competitions. Surprisingly enough, aside from the competitions of strength, the Rocky enjoy many other disciplines. Enjoy the traditional fights, browse the trade workshop, or put down 500 credits on a few fights. You know what? We're here, might as well roll our luck a little bit. You decide to place a couple of bets, maybe you'll be lucky and fortune will favor you. See, the Rocky you bet on wins the fight. You take the reward and leave the planet. Hey, alright. 500 more. If we get to ourselves at the station, we might be able to hopefully buy maybe more crew members, another new weapon. We'll see. Okay, so from Now's, let's see, I guess if we want to circle back to our destination, we're going to have to go through my very first nebula. I don't know what to expect on it, so let's find out. How much fuel do we got, by the way? 5? Okay. And we're going through 4 food per jump as well, so yeah, we gotta worry about that a little bit. As soon as you enter the system, they want to kill you. The system is no exception, and a couple of enemy shots trigger you to fight back. Now, I don't know what the nebula is going to have an effect on us. Do you tell me, my friend? Yes. In a nebula, the sensors malfunction, increasing the chances of a head-on collision with the enemy. If you're not a fan of unexpected effects, it's better to stay away from such places. Oh, well, I had no choice now, did I? Well, I don't know what's in there because our sensors are going to be down in Nebula, of course. Alright, boys. I think we start off with just landing a rocket first and foremost into them weapons. So at least they're not pounding us as we're trying to figure out what's happening, right? So you, please, here. I said you, please, here. Our shields are already down. That's going to be a problem. And if that lands... They got 30 shields, by the way. Ow. Stop it. We did land. Perfect. As a matter of fact, one more rocket, if it lands, would be enough to take them down. So we might want to consider that because they have a lot of shields. And they already took our shields down right now, initially. Turret right into the weapons as well. Please stop them from hurting me. They hurt. We're at 287 already. Do we want to continue bombarding that area? I suppose so. Even though their shields are back up, so we won't be able to actually get there. Oh, they dodged all that, huh? Well, if we could just land that rocket right now, we would be fine. Oh, and we missed it. But we have apparently unlocked the Prometheus rocket launcher. Okay. I guess it just happens over time as you play the game. Cool. What's not cool is us missing. Should I have gone after the shields, you're saying? I mean, it's a valid argument, sure. That is a valid argument. Oh boy. Fine, let's switch over to the shields. I was hoping we'd just land one already from the bat and that would have been it. Oh, come on, dog, stop missing. I'm gonna try to land one more at least. Shields are almost gone. Almost. Getting bombarded here very badly. Okay, shields are now down. Can we drop one finally? Yes! Oh god. Man, took a beating. Hard mode doesn't mess around. Second fight already, I'm taking damage. You win the battle, it was tough, but you're used to it. You gather valuable resources and continue on your journey. 129, 12 scrap, 2 fuel, and our bounty was actually reduced by doing this. Hey, how about that? Okay. That's alright. Let's get everything back up and running. You, Hari, and you, Jono. Fix away. I have to fix this door as well. As a matter of fact, John, you handle this right there. Asteroid belt. Get pelted by asteroids, huh? Could we go to double-double? And go to Sham? Yes, we can go to double-double. That's actually gonna make it an Izar and then Sham, apparently. But you know what? Double-double sounds good to me. It's an area called double-double. What could possibly go wrong?
But wait!
You accidentally happen upon some pirates carving up their loot, stolen from local colonies and stations. They're quarreling about how to divvy up their bounty, and ask you, as an experienced vendor, to decide how it should be divided up. Be careful how you choose. Divide the loot equally, guys. I mean, doesn't that make everybody happy? The captain gets more, the crews get less. I mean, they're pirates, right? That's how it should be. It's like the mob. You decide to divide the bounty into unequal shares with captains getting more. A riot breaks out among the crews and it soon turns into a bloodbath you barely manage to cut and run. Yo ho ho! Oh, that's my reward? Bounty increase? Well, I guess at least it didn't invade and start attacking me, so there is that. Alright, so if for the future, a place called Double Double's no good. Jump over to Sham. Because you know what? That event was indeed a sham. You find yourself in a technological Trigon system that is the Roboto dudes. You are staring down an entire planet populated with robots. According to the sensors, the colony was exposed to ion radiation, causing its inhabitants to fall asleep. Maybe you should wake them up. Is that really a good thing to do? Fine. Your comms emit a strong pulse that awakens the Trigon. They thank you for the unexpected rescue from their eternal sleep and send you a reward. Hey, strange that the Trigon are happy to be switched on. Yo! Oh, yo, we got I think we got a new weapon. We got a drone system. Along with 3 drones. Now, drones we also have leveled up. Perfect. Let's see here. You are going to see. This will increase your HP by 50. Movement speed by 1. I mean, as a pilot, I rarely ever move you out of there. But in case I do need to move, you might be very important. Might be very speedy, need you to somewhere. So I'm going to give you sprint. Now, you. Assault body armor, incoming damage is reduced by 25% or more HP. I'm going to give you more HP. And then, Jono, I'm going to give you more HP as well. I feel like having more HP out there might be a little bit better. We'll play it that way. So they've leveled up perfect. Oh, the weapons, right. Let's go over to management here really quickly. And cargo hold. That's what we got. The Achilles MK combat drone. See, in FTL, I wasn't too much of a combat or a drone focused player. Whenever I got him, on occasion I did a couple of runs on it, but it wasn't really my main forte, you know? I'm more of the, you know, bow-headed, let me just pelt you with rockets and, like, you know, mess you up with ions. You still have that damage from that fight as well. There's a pulsar happening here. On your way to the asteroid belt, it becomes clear that there is something wrong here. The stations are silent, no ships in view. You notice strange emissions on your sensors that emanate from a waste recycling module. Where is everyone? I need to find Ronnie and his whole mess stat. Send one of the crew members, or we have an engineer. Let's go with that one, probably been more ideal. Send an experienced engineer to examine the place. You send an experienced engineer to figure out everything on site. The engineer walks through the station along its technical tunnels, describing to you strange triangles on the walls. Later, he finds a Trigon in an irradiated location and brings it on board. We got some food, thankfully. But that's going to be enough only for one jump. And somebody's going to take some damage on the second jump. Not everybody, but some. The asteroid turned out to be a slaughterhouse. The answers are hidden inside Lucky Ticket. According to the signs on its body, its number is so-and-so. It'll be hard to turn it on. Half of its brains have burnt out. You need to find someone who can restart it despite the ban. It would be nice to find a Trigon that has already reconsidered its life. It looks like you'll need to go to a pirate station. There's no other place where you'll be able to find a Trigon which can turn another robot on for money. Into the pirate's den we gotta go. Alright. And more than likely when we activate this dude, he might join our party as well. So you know what? The faster we get through the better. We're gonna start taking some damage here because of lack of food. But it'll only be one jump worth of it, so it's not too bad. As you can see right now, John is the one that first took some damage there. I'm curious if I could send John to the medbay to undo that. No, you can't choose it that way either. I was thinking, well, maybe if we put him to heal and then we know. No, the game knows. So I guess starvation basically blocks any sort of regeneration, huh? I think it's set it right there, actually, right? No. True sign of approaching death. All right, my bad, John. Don't worry, we're about to get some food here soon. Remove that, put in my jump, and let's go. We also have no fuel. We have to recharge. Luckily, we have a lot of money to, you know, buy some fuel, buy some food. A pirate station. They're usually disguised as being uninhabited. If it hadn't been for your old connections, you would have had to look for it much longer. Approaching the station, you begin to feel a sense of adventure. The station's in chaos. Gambling, forbidden pleasures, illegal goods. Somewhere in the mess must be a Trigon hacker you are looking for. But where to begin? I would love... No, I don't want to play poker. I just want to, like, buy food. Let me talk to smugglers. The local smugglers are quite outgoing. After the change of government, they were liberated under the amnesty of past legal problems. One of the Rocky smugglers invites you in. You approach the trader with caution. You have heard that Rocky become more sociable and accommodating when they are away from their kin. But you keep your hand on your holster nevertheless. Come, good friend. Rakan doesn't bite. I am an honest Rocky trader. Regular exchange, you give me something, I give you something. Rocky explains to you how the trade is done and calls it a surprise mechanic. You buy a weapon at an absolutely bargain price, however, you'll never know before what it is. What's the price? Fine. You buy the surprise and get your weapon, you ask the Rocky where to get the weapon knocked into shape, and learn the address of an experienced Trigon mechanic. Twin plasma turret. Level 2. Uh-oh. Okay. 500? That's basically what we got for that one event for the fights, so it paid for itself. At the address, you find a small workshop of an old Trigon. He immediately figures out why you're here and demands a pretty penny for Lucky Ticket. Ronnie is out there somewhere and he needs help. Should you really pay this greedy piece of iron, or should you try something else? We could pay with credits, hand over the weapons. I'm not sure what weapons you mean, like my weapons? I'm not giving you my weapons. Offer help in exchange. Your engineer, check the price with your engineer. Engineer, price? Your engineer is shocked at the price. He raises some good arguments and proves that the repairs could be done much cheaper. The Trigon reluctantly agrees and offers to help for next to nothing. Hey! The Lucky Ticket is apparently back up and running. It tells you about the events at the station. 2 Venator ships enslaved almost everyone there. Anyone who resisted was killed on sight. The lucky guy regrets having committed suicide. The very thought that it feels regret about a successful suicide sounds odd. However, it didn't want to lose its memory unit, so it chose to burn itself in the recycling module, where no one was likely to stick their nose in. And we have a new unit. Yo! Popo, what a name. Okay. Can I not buy things here though? Because I'm still dying of starvation. I don't think the robot's gonna have to worry too much about starving. He's a medic though, huh? And here it is, emergency aid. Instantly restores 50 HP to the friendly unit with the lowest HP on the same ship, consumes 1 supply. So it would cost food to do that, huh? Which we have none at the moment. Interesting. Well, I guess we'll put you over on the shields and you still do repairs when likely, right? Yeah, he's over there having a ball apparently. Perfect. I guess we'll just save this loadout. That said, we need food, otherwise we won't be making too far from here. I'm really shocked there is no vendor here to buy stuff from. Oh, but Kalos Astralis has a station nearby, thank you. Alright, let's jump back, we'll take some damage, but don't worry. Once we get you guys fed, we should be able to, you know, pop into the med bay and heal you that way. Greetings, Salkai. I trade in the station to feed our poor colony. I offer a good exchange rate for resources. Atari resources are the best. Perfect. Yo, dog, let me get to the station ready. Very fancy looking station too, by the way, huh? Okay, food. Trade, yes, I want trades. Oh, give me all the food. 11? I wish you had more, but I'll take all of it. Well, let me sell off this and the drones. I don't see myself using them anytime soon. So, accept that. Okay, so I also bought some fuel because we were out of that completely. Now, what we got left over here, what I was considering doing, even though we have to heal, I don't think we're gonna have enough actually. What I was considering doing was perhaps dropping... We don't have enough now. I was considering dropping into the armory module. That way it will get us up to 4 slots for weapons. That way we could essentially turn on the 2 turrets that we have at the same time, or shift over to 1 turret and 1 rocket launcher, depending on the fight that we have, right? But the problem is that we'd have to pick a point from another system because the reactors are 1260 for an extra point, so it's kind of very expensive, so unfortunately we can't afford it. So, put that away from us, we just got some fuel, we healed up, that's all we can do at least for now. I'm actually down to do a bit more, to be honest with you. If you guys enjoyed it, want to see some more, do let me know. I'll catch you next time.